garnering the same levels of attention that you would with, let's say, a Super Bowl ad or these really expensive, more traditional marketing campaigns. Let me just get my notes. Hello, welcome back to Drinks at 5, the web show that helps you transition from the hectic work week to the relaxed weekend. Wow, that sounded stiff. It sounded like a BBC show. My name is Nadia, and today we'll be trying to answer a few questions. Is nuclear energy the future of AI? Should your business be faceless from a marketing standpoint? And should you be gifting Hermés bracelets to the influencers that work with your business? But before we get into all of that, I hope that your week was productive, the good kind of productive, not the headless chicken kind of productive. Mine was a little bit hectic because aside from client related tasks and meetings, I'm also working on this Halloween campaign for the Meta marketing, and it's something that I've never done before, so I'm very excited about that. I'll be sharing all of the behind the scenes on social media, so do give us a follow on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. All of our links are in the show notes. If I keep glancing down, it's because I have my notes, and over there I have the actual news story, so if I keep glancing between these two, you know why. Let's jump into the first segment, which is all about marketing. This week, I came across this TikTok of a social media manager that started off like this.
I don't work with clients who want faceless content, and some of you might think that's straight up rude.
Very blunt. And I had to show you because I know that a lot of businesses are faceless in the sense that they don't show their teams or anyone involved in the business, basically, as well as how that relates to ethical marketing. Let's get into it. The current business landscape across industries is quite crowded and hyper digital. There's a general lack of human touch. And this is true in both B2B spaces and B2C spaces. And that is something that a lot of people are already pointing out and paying attention to. If it wasn't something that warrants some level of worry, there wouldn't be demos, there wouldn't be key account managers, there wouldn't be a number of different positions and techniques to engage consumers and clients in general throughout the sales and marketing funnels. Knowing that human touch is a key point for most businesses, and adding that human touch without losing productivity is something that most businesses want and that you yourself have tried to balance in your organization. It's no wonder that ethical marketing and ethical marketing strategies are on one hand yielding very good results, but also gaining a lot of prevalence in the marketing space. What is ethical marketing? Ethical marketing essentially refers to when your marketing team and your organization in general abide by transparency, honesty, and the desire to build meaningful relationships with your stakeholders. And that ethos influences all of your marketing strategies across channels and messaging and campaigns and all of that. Ethical marketing values really benefit specifically small and medium-sized businesses. Why do I think that? Well, SMBs usually, because they have smaller operations, because they have more involved higher up decision makers, it's easier for them to really stay true to sustainability values and stay honest and transparent and all of that. For bigger organizations, it's a starker cultural shift, at least in my experience. Equally true is the fact that the easiest way to portray transparency is by showing the people that work in your business. Psychologically, you're priming people to think of you as transparent because they see you, right? And even knowing all of this, I dare you to try and ask a founder, a CEO, a COO, a director, a manager, a team leader, a team member, any employee of any business to show up on any marketing material for their brand. I dare you. Most people don't want to do that, even knowing that it will help show that level of honesty and transparency. It's valid to not want to become an entertainer for the sake of your business, even if it's literally your business, if you're the founder. Personality definitely plays into it. I'm thinking, for example, of this Portuguese ice cream brand, Sui. Sui has been sweeping the nation. Wow, that was corny. Sorry. In the span of 3 years, they've managed to get their ice cream into all of the major supermarkets in the country. They are now breaching the US market, so they're going abroad, overseas, which is nice. And Sui was founded by two very cool guys, Diogo Valente and Tiago Rebelo. And if you look at their social media presence, you'll notice that Diogo is a lot more of an entertainer. He seems to be more outgoing in their marketing materials. Yet they both show up. Not only do they both show up, but their team also shows up. And they've been harnessing this crazy viral level of success that a lot of more established businesses kind of miss out on. And what I'm trying to get at is that's totally valid for you as a founder to not want to be so outgoing and so out there. And each business and each business stage definitely has their own needs, but most businesses would benefit from not being totally, entirely faceless and stock footage based. Because at the end of the day, it's psychology. People trust you more if they see familiar faces, not just faces in general, but familiar faces. And the only way that your business is going to have a familiar face is if someone shows up in your marketing materials consistently. Studies show that assigning a face to your brand is a result accelerator. If that wasn't the case, the concept of a brand ambassador on any capacity would not even be relevant and would not be a widely accepted practice because it wouldn't matter. But it does. There's a multitude of ways of going about it. For example, on social media, you can do sketches, interviews, you can do educational content, you can do the occasional vlogs or behind the scenes. There's really no one size fits all. In the last episode, I touched upon being authentic to your brand and your brand values and your audience. The way that you show up might not be the way that Sui shows up, or might not be the way that Deloitte shows up, because it should be authentic to your brand. If you need help brainstorming that, just leave a comment below, because that's one of the things about my job that I really, really enjoy, and I'd be more than happy to help. Regardless of the format that you choose, a good rule of thumb is the more that you show up, the more you see results. Having returning faces can really help you boost social media, which is obvious because you're humanizing your socials, and that helps improve engagement, that helps improve watch time, which will tell the algorithms to recommend your content to more people. But even SEO can be improved by having your team's photographs in your website. It increases engagement. So like if you have any contact forms, or if you want people to click links within your website, if you have the faces of your team on your pages, when relevant, obviously, it helps increase that engagement. There's also naturally the added element of trust and credibility. It can even improve time spent on page, which, for context, time spent on page is one of the metrics that search engines use to help rank your website. Let's wrap this up nicely. So building connections based on a familiarity and trust can significantly improve your marketing. One of the easiest and most effective ways of building these connections is by showcasing the people that make your business, that work on your business. And it doesn't really have to be really heavy-handed or disruptive of your workday. We should always tailor any marketing action plan to your business. So again, it really doesn't have to be disruptive of your workday, of your routine, or it doesn't have to take away from something else. We can find a creative way around it. But at the end of the day, just show your face, man. You can do it. I believe in you. And if you need help building an ethical marketing campaign or an ethical marketing strategy that generates results, just follow the first link in the show notes and I'll help you. I would love to hear from you if you're already implementing these ethical marketing strategies or these ethical marketing values, and what kind of results you're seeing with that. If you couldn't guess by last episode, I'm really big on data. I love me some intel. so yeah, let me know. Now on to the business news segment. This week I have two, and the first one is directly related to marketing. This company, Tarte Cosmetics, they're quite an established cosmetics company in the US. And a month ago, Tarte launched a new range of products, and as per usual, they sent out a few mailers, a few PR boxes to key influencers. Now, Tarte has been known for influencer marketing strategies. They've been hosting all expense paid trips to influencers since 2015. So they were one of the very first, if not the first company to do that. They are known for giving gifts. They are known for gifting box seats on concerts or events. And when it comes to their gift giving, they tend to always personalize their gifts to influencers. I came across this article written by Savannah Riley on LinkedIn, which I will link in the show notes. And essentially, she goes over a few examples of past PR boxes that Tarte has sent out to influencers and their overall influencer marketing strategies. What they usually do is they will send out these boxes with the new products to key influencers, and they don't pay the influencers to show the boxes. What they do is they include gifts that are usually quite expensive. For example, Savannah talked about this mailer that they sent out with 2 pairs of Nike's Jordans in Tarte's branding colors, which is, quite cool, alongside with a personalized gift for each individual influencer. But the gist of it is Tarte is really good at influencer marketing. They really focus on building relationships with these influencers. They found in influencer marketing a way of garnering the same levels of attention that you would with, let's say, a Super Bowl ad or these really expensive, more traditional marketing campaigns. They found that influencer marketing was a really good alternative that really worked well for them. This time, with this new launch, the personalization aspect of the PR box was kind of a miss. Some influencers got iPads, quite generous. Some influencers got Hermés bracelets, quite generous. And then other influencers got personalized, albeit less expensive jewelry, and other influencers got snacks. And when I say snacks, I don't mean like novelty, gourmet, indie brand snacks. I mean Cheez-Its. And let me preface all of this by saying, at least in the case of the Cheez-Its, it really made sense for that particular influencer. But it has been sparking a number of controversies around it. And I want to hear your thoughts on these two or on other aspects of this that you would like. But the first one is marketing budget. Tarte has always been very criticized for wasting marketing budget on these lavish gifts, and it has always sparked a lot of discourse around, is that sustainable long term? Is that what you want to be known for? Is that what you want people to expect from you? Where do you go from there? And to that I say, hey, if I have the CMO of Tarte saying, listen, this is less expensive than a lot of other things that other competitors are doing in our space, and it keeps yielding us results. They have all the data on their hands, they have all the reports to back that up. So that's, to me, that's not even a concern. And if you as an executive or a business owner or a marketing professional want to take anything away from that, is just be different, be disruptive. The second aspect of it, I find it more obvious but also trickier to wrap my head around. What do I mean by that? People are saying that they were just blatantly picking favorites amongst these influencers. And I agree with that. And I really don't want us to go into all of the influencers that complained, or the few influencers that complained that influencer A got a $700 Hermés bracelet and they got this personalized necklace with their initial that was like $100. Like, I'm not interested in that. I think that shows entitlement on the part of these influencers, and it quite frankly, it's uncouth and graceless to come on the internet and complain about a gift that a company sent you, because my neighbor got a more expensive gift. If I'm giving the gift, I'm gonna give whatever the fuck I want. But all of that being said, for a brand that really relies on influencer marketing and that for years has been building relationships with these influencers, I wonder if it is worth risking alienating a chunk of their partners, because they are their partners, for the sake of novelty, for the sake of online buzz. What would your personal stance be? Because personally, I'd be very hesitant to make that call. I wouldn't be comfortable with it at all. But again, I'm sure they have the intel, the data, the experience to back it up. I would just like to open the question to you. Have you used influencer marketing? You work with a number of influencers or just the one? And if so, like, what kind of results are you yielding from that? And would you ever do this? Would you ever just look at this catalog of people that work with you, that actively promote your brand, consistently promote your brand, and just being like, you get an iPad and you get Cheez-Its? Would you be comfortable making that decision, making that choice? I don't know. Let me know. Now, for the second business news, I have AI and Google. This article came out the day that I'm recording this, so the 15th of October, and it reads, Google turns to nuclear to power AI data centers. I will obviously link it in the show notes, as usual. I will just read an excerpt from it. Google has signed a deal to use small nuclear reactors to generate the vast amounts of energy needed to power its artificial intelligence AI data centers. The company says the agreement with Kairos Power will see it start using the first reactor this decade and bring more online by 2035. The companies did not give any details about how much the deal is worth or where the plant will be built. And then it goes on into the energy needed to power AI features, the toll that takes on the grid, and then also what other companies are also doing in this space. When I finished reading the article, I was kind of left with this looming question. Are we doing enough to curb the negative environmental impacts of our over reliability on the internet and digital world? Okay, they're using nuclear power, which is carbon free, great, but the article also points out that nuclear also produces long lasting radioactive waste, which is not ideal, to say the least. It brings up an interesting question that I don't think any of us really have the answers to. And if you feel like you do, please share. Yeah. For the final segment, as usual, good news and wind down. I also have two items. The first one is a shout out to this TikTok account, or to this TikTok personality, Sam Bentley. Sam essentially shares weekly news on sustainability and technological improvement and innovation. His videos are always such a positive beacon of light to encounter when doom scrolling. It's honestly so refreshing. It always brightens up my day. It always gives me such fresh perspectives on a lot of industries. More people should know about him, and I think you would really enjoy his content. Check out Sam. I will link his social media profiles in the show notes. And last but not least, I have a sort of recommendation. I came across this podcast, Good Bad Billionaire, and I haven't started listening to it. I'm planning on starting this weekend during my weekly walk in nature. But I will read you the synopsis. From celebs and CEOs to sports stars and tech titans, find out how the world's billionaires made their money and then judge them. Are they good, bad, or just another billionaire? And if you grapple with the question, is it possible to live a life of comfort, security, luxury? Is it possible to attain a certain level of financial and business success without exploiting people? This might provide some insights into that. I look forward to listening to some episodes. If I find it absolute shit, I will also let you know. But the premise seemed interesting enough to share. And that concludes our episode today. If you want your weekly dose of sustainability, marketing and business, do like, comment and follow wherever you're listening. And I'll see you next week. Bye.